Hey folks, I got a little story to highlight just how different people are in dealing with them. So I have these guitars that I've been selling for a while. They're absolutely fantastic. I did a video on them. They're very Taylor-esque, solid stick guitar, black walnut back and sides. And I sell them for, I think, $220. And they really do look and play like 400 or 500 plus guitars. I don't have one at the moment to show you, but I've done a couple of videos on them. They're made by Wrench. That's not really important. But anyway, I actually sent one to a customer on, I think it was Reverb. And when he received it, there was a tiny, tiny chip right here, a tiny little chip right here. The guitar was fantastic, and he got it on a discount. He got it after shipping. I think he got about $40 off. But anyway, when he got the guitar, he made an issue of the little tiny chip in the headstock, even though it was sold to him as used. And then, of course, once somebody makes an issue on Reverb or eBay, there's not much you can do. So first of all, I offered him a further reduction in the price, even though he'd got $40 off, to account for that defect. He just flat out wouldn't go for it. He wanted a return and refund. I'm like, fine, okay, I'll just take it back. The annoying thing about when you take returns back, and it doesn't happen very often, and I do have 100% rating on both those sites, so I don't have a lot of issues, but every once in a while you just run into people. They're going to force a return for buyer's remorse or whatever, find some kind of small defect, and just make an issue of it. So I'm waiting for the guitar to come back, and just be done with this particular person. When I get the guitar back, of course they what I meant to say is they refused the partial discount and just wanted the guitar back. When I got the guitar back, he said there was a massive chunk of wood missing. It was a tiny little ding in the top of the headstock. And so I took the guitar out of the box and I'm playing it. I'm like, this guy is a fool. This guitar is so good. It plays so well. It just beautiful, solid stick guitar, black walnut back and sides. He already got a discount on it, and when you consider what I had to pay to ship him, what he got the guitar for after I paid the free shipping, is the best deal anyone's got on that particular guitar through me. But just somebody you can't work with. So it came back, and I'm playing this guitar and I'm thinking, how could somebody not be thrilled with this deal, even with the tiny little blem at the top of the guitar? So yesterday I had some guy come over, and I said to him, look, I have this guitar that I normally sell for $220. It's got this little tiny nick on the top. If it doesn't bother you, I'll give you a reduction on it. And he goes, let me have a look at it. And he takes the guitar and he's playing the guitar. He's like, this plays fantastic. And this guy's a player. He's not a beginner. He's somebody who's experienced with guitar. He's like, somebody didn't want this? I said, yeah. He says, they're crazy. This guitar is absolutely fantastic. It plays wonderful. This is a bargain. He said, I offered it to him for $180 with the ding. He says, I'll give you $200. This is worth every bit of that. So he left very happy with the guitar, and it just shows you the difference in dealing with people. Some people are not unreasonable. I mean, it's his right to return anything, I suppose. You could make a case for it. But he bought a used guitar and expected it to be absolutely pristine, And then when he found a small defect, he wouldn't work with me at all, even though he'd already gotten a discount on the guitar, and I offered him another one. But that same guitar absolutely thrilled someone, and they thought it was an absolute bargain. So it just goes to show you, doesn't it? And this is often the case. I had somebody return a Guild guitar for no reason at all. Actually, they got the guitar, and I'd already set it up, but somewhere along the journey something had changed, and so he had a very slight buzzing on one note, and basically it just needed another truss rod adjustment. That's all it needed. But no, they insisted on returning the guitar, and so I took it back. I adjusted the truss rod. It played so well, it sold the very next day for more than I'd refunded the guy for. So these things have a way of working out. I mean, if you do good work, you find good instruments, and you do what you say you're going to do, and you uphold your end of the bargain, but you run into buyers that are picky or unreasonable, or have just absurd expectations. Just stay true to your game and principles, because these things have a way of working out. These guitars, when they come back, they find better homes. They find more appreciative people. That's been my experience anyway. I mean, of course, there are going to be duds along the way, but these two particular guitars were so fantastic. It was almost surreal that the people gave them up over such small and easily fixable things, especially in the case of the guitar that just needed a simple truss rod adjustment. I mean, this person got a Guild D240 Limited cheaper than I've ever sold it, with free shipping, gave it back, and then when I readjusted the truss rod and it played so well, the guitar sold to a local buyer for almost $50-$60 more. So it just, you can't navigate sometimes the differences between people, really I don't really know what else to say about it, and I'm wondering what your experiences are in this particular area. When I get something and I buy something, I know I've done 2 videos about returns lately, but if I buy something I can fix easily or just adjust, I just do it. A lot of times I don't even tell the the seller. Now, of course, if you're not a guitar tech or a luthier, you may not be able to do those things. But if I buy a guitar with a nick on it or a blem on it, and the guitar was sold as new, and the seller says, "Well, I'm sorry about that. I'll give you $25 credit," I just do it. I just work with people. I try to work with people as best I can. And most people will work with me as well, but every once in a while you just run into people and there's just nothing you can do. And a lot of times they're the ones losing out. They lose out on a great deal because of their inflexibility. And a lot of times lack of knowledge too. I've had people turn down or return something, and they're convinced that it's some horrible defect, and then I fix it in 2 minutes. So anyway, I know this might rub a few people the wrong way, because at the end of the day, buyer always trumps the seller in terms of rights, and you can always return something no matter what platform you're on. Even if the seller says they don't have a return policy, they do. And so most people who buy stuff online know that they can force a refund or a return. And so that's just one of the perils of selling online. But I just think it's interesting, the difference between people and working with people, how different it can be. All right, folks, see you next time.